Hi, Eric Wilson here, independent licensed mechanic with 30 years of experience. In the next 6 to 7 minutes, I'm going to show you the inside story in this 2022 Hyundai Tucson, so you can make yourself an informed decision. Now, coming in on the front left tire, you've got about 70% tread on all season radios. Definitely lots of tread for the winter time there. Now, and then this will get you not only through the winter but the summer because they're all season. Now, coming behind the front left tire, this is the lower left ball joint, and this is critical because it holds the wheel to the chassis. It is tight. This is your left sway bar link, and it's connected from here up to there, and see for yourself, it's connected and doing its job. And this is what controls the sway. When you go around a corner, it dampens the amount of sway. Now, this rubber boot here is full of grease, and that's the left outer CV axle, and it's full of grease, and it's important. And if it was ripped, you'd see grease all over the place. And it's important not to, because this is what lubricates the axle that keeps you going forward. Now, your brakes, you've got about 20,000 K left on your front brakes. Your rotors, very clean. You see there's no scores, no marks on the rotors, very clean. Now this is the most important part in the whole car. It's the outer left tie rod. And it is the only thing that holds the wheel to the chassis, holds the wheel to the steering, and it is tight. Now the inner CV boot, a little harder to see, but see for yourself, it's good and dry, and more importantly, all around it is dry, because that is a leak point. If it was going to leak, you'd see oil leaking there, and there's not. Okay, now just following along here, another okay, now this is where the drive shaft comes out for the rear axle, and this is a leak point. And if it was going to leak, you'd see it leaking right here, but that is good and dry. And as far as, and again, here's the bottom of the transmission here. Now another leak point would be here, good and dry though. Bottom of your motor, very dry. I am not seeing any leaks here whatsoever, and which is good. Nobody wants oil on their driveway. Now, coming across to the right front tire, the right front tire down a little bit more, and you got some weather cracks in here as well. I'm going to say you're looking at, I would say you need to change. Well, maybe not change. No, this is just down to about 50% tread. You got about 50% tread, a little less tread on the front right than you have on the front left. Now, the right outer tie rod, this is tight, critical. Your right CV, your outer CV boot, again, good and dry. Your right lower ball joint is tight. Brakes, about 20,000 K left on your front brakes. Your right sway bar link connected from here up to there. It's a little harder to see. Up to there, good and connected, doing its job. The right inner CV boot, now a little harder to see, but if you see for yourself, good and dry and clean. So leak-wise, suspension-wise, brake-wise, I'm not seeing anything of any concern so far. Now, this is your catalytic converter, and there's nothing wrong with it. The big problem, though, is that people are stealing it. People are reaching under there and going cut, and you've got yourself about a $1,500 repair. Well, the good news is that if you buy the vehicle, I'm going to put a catalytic theft protection system on it for free. Doesn't cost you a penny. All you have to do is contact me. I will have it up in the air, have it done. Like in 45 minutes, you'll be out the door, and you'll have a catalytic theft protection system here that won't allow people to steal it. And that's yours for free if you buy. And just contact me. Okay, coming to the right rear tire. Now this tire is definitely down to about 30%. So you got tires that it's down but not out, but just so you're aware of it. But this tire is about 30%, so not quite as much as the front tires. Now, coming behind the right rear tire, first thing I want to point out is about on the rear brakes, about 20,000 K. The your rear right suspension, again, intact, doing its job. The right rear sway bar link connected from here to here, doing its job. Now, this tube right here is the rear shock, okay, and it's full of oil. Now, if it was leaking, you would see it right away, and it's important not to, because that's the suspension. That is good and dry. Your outer CV boot, see for yourself, good and dry. Your inner CV boot right here is going to dry. More importantly, right here, this is where the drive shaft comes out of the diff. If it's going to leak, it's going to leak right there, and that is good and dry. Another leak point would be right here, and this is where the drive shaft goes in. That is good and dry. And in fact, the bottom of the diff, the rear diff, is completely dry. No leaks, no concerns. Coming across to the coming across to the right, to the rear left tire, again, this is definitely down. You know, I'm gonna recommend a set of tires, honestly, truly, because this is down to about 30%. The other one 30%. The front left, really, yeah. I'm gonna recommend a set of tires if you can, because this is definitely down. So coming across to the the rear left brakes, about 20,000 K. The rear left suspension, you see, you follow it up. It's good and dry. The rear left, the spring suspension intact, doing its job. The rear sway bar link connected from there to there, intact, doing its job. Your exhaust system completely clean. I don't see any issues with that. So underneath, other than a set of tires, I'm saying that you're looking not too shabby here. Now you've only got 55,734, which is incredibly low kilometers. No check engine lights, no cracks in your windshield. Dash looking very clean. What I'm going to do is take you out and show you the condition of the motor now. Oh, and there is no check engine lights that I can see. Okay, with the motor running. Okay. Now, just a shot of the exhaust from the motor running. Very, very clean. Now, one thing I always do, the first thing you want to do on anything is take the oil cap off, take a look underneath and see if there's any kind of deposit, like a white goo, and you can see for yourself that this is good and clean. And I'm not surprised, because as far as I can tell, this car has been well maintained. So I am not seeing anything of any concern or hearing anything of any concern, other than I'm going to say you really want to negotiate a set of tires, because they are down. Other than that, I don't see any concern in this car. So hopefully this will help you make an informed decision. Now, if you buy the vehicle, by all means get a hold of me. I will install the catalytic theft protection and a 10% fuel saving device, which costs you nothing. It takes me like 20 minutes, 30 minutes to do the whole thing, and it doesn't cost you a penny. And that's if you buy. Now, if this is not what you want, by all means let me know, because I have access to literally hundreds of vehicles, and I will not only find the vehicle you want, but I will do the video inspection so you know exactly what you're getting with no surprises. You just simply need to buy safe with Eric, folks. Thank you.